recordings. Join us. The background is back up. They just tore it down. So let's see how long that lasts. It's supposed to be a green screen, but that doesn't work. So we're not going to bother with that. It's not different than the other background until I find something else. It's temporary. At least for a month or so. Okay, so this is NORAD UFO disclosure. Gorillas from Alpha Centauri, elephants from Sirius. This is the vibe I'm getting from them. Let me check something here, make sure all systems go. Okay. Okay. Yeah, NORAD obviously is keeping a lot. I mean, the NORAD's about watching the skies, right? And yeah, I'm sure they don't know anything. If I remember right, NORAD goes into the presidency. Like the person that's in charge of that. So if the Speaker of House can't be president, NORAD takes over. Yeah. So that's kind of a big deal. So it's like the shadow government. Of course, it's all technically a shadow government, but it's a shadow government, which I thought that was a possibility during Trump's time when he got sick. That at least the conversation came up of military taking over the presidency. It would have been really interesting. So here I'm not, because I've been doing the other recordings by remote view. Some of these areas, I'm not going to do that here. But I'll tap into what I can. I'll just tap into the energies of it. I'll tap into NORAD's energy and see what comes up with that. And the gorilla energy is just something different, something fun. I haven't done any of those in a long time. The elephants, I haven't done those. So I get the gorilla's perspective of us, and I get the elephants' perspective of us, of our planet also. There's elephants all over the place. It's not just Sirius, but I usually pick up Sirius as one of the places at least. Sirius has everything. Well, the Pleiades is also, but that's more like your Pleiadian. I mean, of course, there's different realities, but I'm not going to go into details. Anyway, there's the Syrian elephants, the ones I usually tap into. Let's put it that way. And so on and so on. And real quick, I think I mentioned this in the mystery school a little bit, but some of the spiritual communities aren't always aware of kind of like a occult energy, but kind of like there's that, but also some members of these spiritual communities have like a Manson family type of mentality. Not that they're out to take anybody out, but they have that kind of dark energy, mind controlled, personality. I've actually met one. I've seen another. I've probably seen others, but there's two I definitely know of without going into names or anything. And it's kind of spooky. It's like, you get the friendly persona and you get to know somebody. It's like, whoa, this that's not good. So it has even the look of the person, healthy and all that, kind of that. Yeah, if you look at the Manson family and you look at some of the current spiritual communities, you can probably see a similarity there. And with the right person, yeah, things can get weird real quick. And some of them don't seem to mind being controlled and all that by the leader of those groups either. It's there. It didn't go away. It's still alive and well. So yeah, obviously I watch what I say about it, but it didn't just go away with the Manson family. That energy is still here. Even the David Koresh type of crowd, that energy is still out there too. You just don't have a David Koresh out there. Actually, you probably do, but not to that extreme. And of course, you never know. But it's there. So I'm not sure whether any of this is helping, but either way, it's out there. Just for at least those that are connected to spiritual communities and you see that type of energy, gives an idea of what you're getting yourself involved with. I think some aren't picking it up until something weird happens. So, like the what is it? What was the name of it? The alien cult, Heaven's Gate. That took a long time for that to go down the way it did. It took years. I would say 5 years, 10 years, something like that. It took a long time for it to get really serious. But even in Heaven's Gate, they're very controlling. And you see that now. Things haven't really changed all that much. Even not as controlling, but even Heaven's Gate, they were pretty, and yeah, there's certain rules that are kind of, I think you couldn't be, in Heaven's Gate, if I remember, you couldn't be in a relationship or something else. They didn't connect to people outside of the world, something like that. Anyway, I'm just putting it out there for reasons. For reasons. Reasons unexplained. I'm not going any further that, I'm not going further into that one. This time's on coming for sessions. The shop here, I forget where I'm at. I've been really slow recently. I was slow in March, let's put it that way. Same situation here. Webinar. What the? This isn't my. Oh, maybe the link might have died out. Let me check something. Well, that's not good. Well, that's not good at all. Anyway, social network or behind the scenes ad. That's a social network that you can't get into. Jeez, figures. I'll have to fix that later. I remember putting an expiration date on that, but anyway. So I think that's about it. That's all I got for that. Okay, we connect to the NORAD energies. I'm just going to tap into it. I'm not going to do any remote view. I did enough of that the other days. Kind of give it a break. Let's see. Obviously, they're keeping a lot back from everyone. Gee, I wonder why. They're keeping all the UFO stuff. Ixnay on the don't talk about day. I did pick up earlier today of I wasn't looking for this NASA and cloning. I think there's something else, but definitely the cloning energy. So no surprise there. And also, NASA has a way of distorting reality. Of course, that all comes into mind control. I mean, this is like a very advanced manipulation of our reality. But as you upgrade yourself, you'll see the aliens. Some people are already seeing them, but at a certain level. You might be able to see beings, but are you seeing the higher astral? You're going higher than that. Seeing beings is fine and everything, but you're still seeing from a third dimensional point of view. The idea is to go upgrade from that so you can actually see the dimension that the beings are at. That's what we're heading into, at least for some people. The rest of the world's going to be going backwards, doing its thing, telling everybody that this world is more advanced than other worlds, when in truth it just can't seem to get its act together. I'm not sure if it ever will. But yeah, it's still more advanced than other worlds. I'm sure it is. I don't think it is, but whatever. It's challenging, but I mean, it's helpful, but it's still kind of a pain planet, as you can see. Obviously, when life works for you in a positive way, yeah, it's not so bad. But when life's kicking your ass, it's like, yeah, especially those that make things harder for themselves than they have to. I work for that at my current job, so Anyway, yeah, it took me like what 7 years to get to this position. I don't think I could have done this before. I don't think so. This all happened just recently, but here we are. So blue background, cats in the background, and the background's still up somehow. So, but yeah, they're over there tearing everything up. So, okay, all right, going to NORAD, just tapping that frequency and see what we got. So definitely is a shadow government frequency. I mean, yeah, there's a public version of it, but there's obviously a shadow government connection there. Obviously, yeah. Some high profile people go through that place a lot. Most of it is underground. Of course, NORAD's in a mountain, I believe. So yeah, which is kind of suspicious altogether. So, and they do mess with China a lot. I'm not sure how they do that, but they do it. So, okay. All right, blessings. Greetings. We are the NORAD consciousness. Yes, we do keep much from your society. We feel like your human race isn't ready for anything. Of course, we have agendas that we like to fulfill. So your human race shut down and out of our way is what we'd much rather be. Yes, there's a whole other society you're not fully aware of. Some of you are aware of. There's a society within a society. Basically, your elitist societies, those that get invited to all the fancy parties and all of that, and have jets at their birthday party and things of that kind. That is the society. When the society that does not, yes, your elitist society, which is bigger than some of you might think. They just have a lot of privileges. Maybe too many privileges, but they have a lot of privileges. And many actually do talk freely about the alien energies, but usually in closed rooms for the most part, individuals that they trust. And these are just family members. They know something is going on. They don't go into detail. Some of them actually had alien interactions they're not too proud of, especially with the Greys. So when you're a part of an elitist family, like connected to the military, high up, the secret part of the military, you can get visitations, usually unwanted. Well, due to what the U.S. military or any military is doing that the aliens disagree with. So it can cause some difficulties here. And it's up to you, humanity, to find out about these things, the stories. They're reluctant to bring those stories out because I believe many just don't believe it ever happened. They can't believe that happened. They can't believe they had an alien interaction. And they think it was like a demonic being or a ghost being, but a lot of them don't even think it was an alien, but a lot of times it was. So retaliation, basically. There are some Nordic beings that do connect to the government in a positive way. There are also tall whites. The tall whites usually stay hidden for obvious reasons. Tall whites don't really want to deal with humans. Certain places they do, for the most part, tall whites want nothing to do with the military at all. They want to make sure that humanity does not destroy itself. Yes, because it causes a lot of difficulty. I mean, if the world is going to implode, it has to do about it in the right way. But right now it's stagnant, but it's done for a reason. Many reasons. Now, yes, if the world was turned off for reasons, the human race, yes, it would be just put on another world where they can continue to have problems. So it's like, why turn this world off when they're just going to take their problems somewhere else? What's the point of it? So, but many of you that are evolving are going to a separate Earth eventually when you leave this Earth. Some of you easily go into more of a positive reality altogether. But it's like a parallel version of Earth where alien disclosure is occurring. And you bring that energy here, meaning your world knows about this world. So you're walking on a parallel Earth where you can also see where this Earth's military is operating and all of that. So basically what you all know but can't see. some of you are going to go to those places. So it's not so bad. At least you know what's going on a little bit more. And there are some of you will just keep it general. That yes, when you leave this body, you wake up in another body, in another dimension, which can be connected to a parallel Earth. It can also be an alien. Basically, you wake up on an alien ship, and so on. That's a Palladian ship or whatever it might be. Some of you might be able to tap into those frequencies. So basically, when you're connected to a certain amount of spiritual energy, now if you're connected to all the drama and unrest energy, most likely, doesn't mean you'll reincarnate again, but there's still a lot of distress of most likely this world is still going to have some kind of soul development with you. You have not disconnected from it just yet. It all depends on the soul. Yeah, you can go through this in spirit also. You can go through your own difficulties. You can find another reality where you can go through these problems. It doesn't have to be here on this world. But for the NORAD energy, most of the military, well, most of them in NORAD are aware of UFO energies, but they're not allowed to talk about it. So, for reasons. Well, they see it as a UFO. They just call in one of their superiors. Either they give it to somebody else or they stay quiet and file a bunch of NDAs and things like that. It's complicated there. But NORAD is operated from underground. So basically, it's a place where the shadow government can come into your physical. They're going to stay quiet for obvious reasons. But they are also developing a lot of technologies that you will be part of your reality. So the shadow government is green lighting a lot of technologies. Doesn't mean it's going to be your space program. A lot of that's been stagnant for a reason. Well, they don't want to keep. Yes, they might advertise you might go to another world. It's still going to be a long time for that. Well, because you still have to figure things out here. So there will be space exploration to a certain level, at least publicly. Obviously, there's much going on secretly that we can't even go into, but just let your imagination wander with that one. Greetings. Reality Gorillas from Alpha Centauri. We do connect to your secret space programs. There are many of them. There are gorilla programs if you're interested in joining. Yes, you have to have a lot of hair around on your back. But we can help you with that. There are, yes, gorilla civilizations that want absolutely nothing to do with the human race. Even if we are humanoid, we don't care about the other humans. Well, for reasons we can't always get along with other humans. We can barely get along with ourselves, let alone everybody else. So, well, we see your world's like your planet is like, wow, that's your world is a reminder of our old selves. Of course, we do have gorilla worlds that are similar to yours. So, if you want to go into a world where there's a lot of stress, you can always be a gorilla being if you like to. We're always signing up for new recruits. There's also worlds that are aquatic fish beings that have difficulty worlds also, if you want to connect to those. And there's also bird beings that are going through their own problems also. There's always going to be a generation, it'll be a reality where there's worlds where beings are going through difficulties. So for your Earth, obviously if aliens showed up, that would be a distraction. That's another reason. That's to do with the alien war that's here to keep you from being too distracted from yourselves. So alien energies can easily happen here. Obviously, not everyone's happy with where's our aliens already, but there's still a lot of human progress that needs to be done, and many are obviously having difficulty. They don't like that answer. But there are many awful worlds you can go to where you can have the light, the positive, all of that. But this world has to. It's kind of stuck. Well, doesn't mean it's stuck like this forever. But it needs to go as slow as it needs to go. Because it doesn't want to go backwards. But yeah, so just find more problems, of course, than on your planet. Well, a lot of souls here enjoy the problems they have here. Obviously, maybe you might disagree with that. But then again, you must not have in laws, apparently. But us as gorilla beings, yes, we do assist your world. There are a lot of Orion beings on your planet. The Orion beings are known to cause planets to turn into what your planet has turned into. Well, they're trying to figure out their own situations. So it's a lot of alien beings really screwed up throughout the universe, the galaxies, and so this planet is there to rehabilitate them. Some might disagree, and that is quite fine. But this world is done for a reason. It's built for a reason. It's going to stay here for as long as it needs to. So you're looking for like a timeline when all of this goes away and everybody can be happy. There's really no set time. From our perspective, there's no real set timeline for that. It takes as long as it needs to for humanity to no longer want to go through this anymore. And many of you, which are a few of you, but still kind of many, but are tired of the lessons here on this world. Obviously, there are many other souls that are not done yet. So many of you are going to transition into some kind of spirit guide, even a reluctant spirit guide. It's like, okay, I don't really want to incarnate on Earth, but hey, you want to be a spirit guide to these people that are kind of a pain in the neck to be around? It's like, well, sure, I guess so. Because being a spirit guide energy is kind of like having an Earth incarnation. It's not exactly the same, but they can really pull on your vibration and you feel like you're on Earth. It's just you don't have to have all the, I'll just say, bathroom breaks and all that. You don't have to comb your hair. You can connect to the person that you're working with, the human avatar, connect to them. And, wow, that's what it feels like combing your hair. Don't need that memory anymore. So, but as a spirit guide, yeah, you see the lifespan is kind of like as long as a week. But yeah, you're here for like 50, 80 years, whatever it might be. So you see from the beginning into the end, and it looks simple enough until you have to deal with the person's problems and all that. It's like, oh gosh, that's what Earth feels like. Great. I forgot all about that. Hey, look, I'm mad about things I don't care. Yeah, other people don't care about, but that's a personal healing that needs to be done there. So yeah, many people are here for personal reasons. It's not always going to make sense to the collective. It's not supposed to. Yeah, when you're doing it, everyone individually has their reasons for going through this incarnation, and it's not always going to make sense to everybody else. As much as you want to hit the easy button and move on, that might be speaking for yourself and maybe others that you know, but for the rest of the collective, they're not always going to tell you why they're going through what they're going through for obvious reasons. So it might not always be a mystery. But that doesn't matter. I mean, as you ascend to your higher frequency, you might see why humanity is going through what you need to know. For you to keep moving forward. Because you basically are done with the challenges here. Of course, most likely a lot of you become spirit guides and then wonder, why did I become a spirit guide? What was I thinking? But too late, you already signed up. No matter how many, if you're like one of the main spirit guides, it's kind of like being on the jury of a trial. You're pretty much stuck there. Now, you can really mess up and then get kicked out, but then that's karma on you for screwing up if you do it deliberately. So similar to like a jury, is like, if you're doing good, you'll be cool. But if you start screwing around, that's not cool. So, all right. Good day. Greetings. We have the elephants from Sirius. There are elephant beings in Alpha Centauri. Some are two-headed elephants. Yes, two of a kind. Uh, us elephant beings here are, I mean, yes, you said are elephant people here to your Earth. Doesn't mean they have long noses when they're humans. Usually they do have some weight on them because they're used to that excess vibration. All depends on the incarnation they choose. So there are elephants that are extremely skinny, but sometimes they might have a longer nose. Maybe just a little bit. Some of them are connected to the Italians. So the nose of an elephant being is to detect. It's also used as a weapon. Not that anybody's using a nose for a weapon, but in a fight, where does a person hit? The nose. So if you're an elephant being, you go for the nose of somebody else. You know that's gonna mess them up. Just giving you some elephant traits. Yeah, you don't go after the ears. I know it's like going, but the nose really knocks somebody out. It's like, oh, it's just because it knocks off their all senses and all that. Not that any of you really need to know that, but it just give you some idea of an elephant frequency to go by. Elephant beings are also known to battle against reptilian beings. We don't always get along with them, but elephants can be a pain in the ass too. There are elephant beings that are dominating worlds at this time, similar to the reptilians, where you see elephant statues everywhere. There's also cat worlds where cat beings are dominating the realities too. So you have a little bit of everything. The elephant being, for the most part, is here to help, but there are a lot of elephant beings that have a lot of difficulties with themselves. Some of it has to do with being an elephant, being an elephant being. It's just you get other beings don't like that frequency because some elephants have abused their power in other star systems, and that's another reason why the poaching happens and all. Not just for poaching, there is actually an attack on the elephant race because they are kind of vulnerable here on this world. They're here to learn. We're here to learn our lessons. There's the rhinoceros is here to learn their lessons here. The gorilla obviously doesn't want to go into their problems that they have. There are many, but the elephant energies are just like the Ganesh vibration is here to heal from our past. There's a lot of aliens that cause a lot of mistakes here on your Earth's past. And some of them were from elephant beings. You see the energies of India, and some of that comes from the elephants that were very aggressive in their past, in our past. And that rubbed off on the Indian people. Starvation, all that. Think of like India and the pains of what's India, even Africa. Take that, put it on another planet. So, yeah, we have problems with our species. So we're going through difficulties similar to you. Yeah, we brought our problems to your planet. Different beings. Just elephant beings cause a lot of problems here, just for selfish reasons. Is it to try to control society? Well, they just thought they knew what was best, and it caused some difficulties for humans. So now, I can say humans are paying for it, but you're warning. You're basically helping release the incarnation cycle is here to release your cycle of poverty, of violence. That's why many of you incarnate here over and over again to heal that frequency. You might not be in a violent place, but it's like, wow, I'm at peace. I'm here to bring peace on earth. And some of you are healing the violence within yourself. If you get triggered, anything is possible, correct? There's a lot of wars on this Earth's plane in the past that are not in history. A lot of them are galactic wars, basically humans battling alien beings. Some alien beings just thought they were better than humans. So some aliens felt, well, because this became more of a human planet, a lot of the aliens felt that was an insult. Because shouldn't we all be part of this? And that wasn't always allowed here. You don't see elephant people walking around. I mean, technically you do in human form, but you don't actually see an elephant man walking around or a gorilla person. You kind of see it through a human. You don't really see many elephant people for the most part. Some people have bigger ears. Doesn't mean they're an elephant person. But like I said, some of the aggressive people are elephant people. But also those that are very like gurus. Gandhi has the elephant energy connected to him. So, yeah, you can be, it's just, they understand the violence here. So like Gandhi came here to, he can actually remember other star systems. It wasn't his focus, but he knew why he came here. And it's just because of the violence on other worlds, the history of Earth, where the Earth got lost, and now here to find ourselves. So obviously, many of you know the truth can be a little bit difficult to believe. The galactic truth. There are many galactic truths. At least you're keeping an open mind, even if you don't always believe in all those galactic truths. At least you're allowing that energy to come out publicly. Let it go viral, as you say. Let it go part of pop culture, even if you don't disagree, even if you don't agree with it, because it allows more of the alien frequency to heal here. What needs to be seen. So it's just, it's always going to be, because there's a suppression of knowledge here, obviously, especially when it comes to alien beings. Like, people laugh about all that because people aren't ready for it. But many of you are becoming more ready for it, and new generations become ready, because they're going to get tired of being human like this. They're going to get tired of the human process, get up, going to work all day. Their next generations are not lazy. They just say the system is broken. You're already seeing it now to a certain level. People not want to go to their jobs because they're just tired of it. You're going to see more and more of that. Like I said, that has nothing to do with laziness. They're tired of being controlled. And they want to enjoy life more. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make the soul weaker either, because it can be a challenge just to want to be free, as many of you know.